Hello and welcome to Bryan Living and Learning. I'm Alan Brugman from the City of Bryan's Communications Department.
And I'm Sandy Ferris with Bryan ISD. Today we'll see how Rudder High School is showcasing its Culinary Arts Academy, and we'll see some students using an amazing piece of technology at Bryan High School.
And recently downtown Bryan was featured in Texas Highways magazine, and we'll also show you some upcoming United Way tax preparation sites. But before we get to those stories, recently several city staff members and city council members had a chance to tour the brand new clubhouse at Traditions. This picturesque new building is the brand new clubhouse at the Traditions Development and Golf Course in West Bryan. Recently, several city council members and city staff toured the sparkling facility. The cozy clubhouse dining area could almost pass as an A&M athletics museum. Historic artifacts and photos cover the walls, giving the clubhouse a plush, locker room feel. The city dignitary tour started there in the bar area and moved towards the formal dining hall, which will host events, weddings, and banquets. More A&M history lines the walls in the hall. The Traditions Golf Course is home to both the men's and women's Aggie golf teams, so the connection to A&M is obvious and natural in the clubhouse.
You got 3 hotlines, pickup lines.
From there, the tour went to the backbone of the clubhouse, the kitchen. A quick elevator ride to the basement revealed a darkened wine cellar where members can pay to have their very own wine lockers. Back outside, the touring group boarded a bus to check out the latest residential developments in the Traditions subdivision.
It's geothermal heating and cooling, and so...
For more information on Traditions and on how to become a member, go to their website at traditionsclub.com.
Alan, that's a great place. Do you have to live in Traditions to enjoy those facilities?
No, you don't. That's one of the great things about the Traditions Club is you don't have to live in the development to be a member of the club. You can go to that same website address that I gave at the end of the story, traditionsclub.com, for all the information you need on membership.
The local chapter of the Texas Restaurant Association recently held their meeting at Rudder High School, which gave students in the Culinary Arts program a chance to showcase their skills.
The Rudder High School Culinary Arts class recently prepared dinner for the local chapter of the Texas Restaurant Association.
A year or so ago, they approached us to actually start using a ProStart curriculum that is being promoted by the national and state restaurant associations. And what they're doing is trying to get high schools to get students prepared for working in the restaurant and hospitality industries. We purchased that curriculum, and along with that curriculum came a lot of extra support. And I've got kids that are cutting bread for the bread pudding. I've got kids that are helping prepare the chicken for the chicken dish that we're going to do, which means that we've got to take it, we've got to split it, we've got to stuff it with some rice that we've already prepared. Then we're going to take that chicken, we'll bread it, we'll bake it, we'll pull it out, we're going to smother it with a cream sauce, and then we'll throw it back in the oven to finish it off again. These guys are involved in every aspect of it, from cleaning, the cutting, vegetables, to taking our meats, preparing the meats.
Bob Brown, president of the Brazos Valley Restaurant Association, introduced Bob Westbrook, president of the Texas Restaurant Association, who addressed the group of local restaurant managers and owners and recognized the students who prepared the meal.
We're hoping to develop students to be ready for employment. We want these folks ringing our phones to hire our kids, and then more kids signing up for our classes.
Well, Sandy, it looks like all those students need now is a little bit more experience.
That's right, and as Mr. Torres said, they're always looking for other opportunities, and he can be reached at Rudder High School at 209-7900.
Well, downtown Bryan is a very well-known place here in the Bryan College Station area. Well, recently, they achieved a little bit of statewide notoriety with an article in Texas Highways magazine. This Brazos Valley town energizes visitors with its rich history, charming downtown, and burgeoning nightlife. That's how the January edition of Texas Highways magazine describes Bryan. The self-proclaimed travel magazine of Texas Texas Highways featured downtown Bryan in an 8-page spread entitled Life of Bryan. The magazine featured several areas of downtown, including businesses like Catalina Hatters, the Old Bryan Marketplace, and the Village. They also include information on how readers can donate to the Save the Queen project, which is attempting to do just that, save the old Queen Theater building. Texas Highways is a statewide publication of the Texas Department of Transportation, and according to Wikipedia, has just over 200,000 subscribers, meaning many more people just became educated about the historic jewel in the center of Bryan.
Alan, that was some great coverage for downtown Bryan. Do we know how they came up with that idea?
Right, the story I heard is that the journalist was in downtown Bryan on other business, really fell in love with the area, and then decided to write a feature about it.
Well, next we want to show you how some students at Bryan High School and Rudder High School engineering classes are learning with some cutting-edge technology with a 3D printer.
Students in Ted Vaughn's engineering graphics class at Bryan High puts their designs to the test using a 3D printer to create durable ABS plastic models, which are tough enough for functional testing under real-world conditions. The models can be drilled, machined, sanded, painted, even chrome-plated, and are perfect for functional testing, product mock-ups, and even making jigs, fixtures, and vacuum-forming molds. The process begins with a design.
First, we decided that we were going to make a bike sprocket with 2 gears and a chain. So we would bring up a model on the computer to get an idea. And so we outlined it right here, as you can see. And then you can bring it up and make it 3D, which we did a little tweaking to, just to make it more clean. Went ahead and made another gear that we're going to connect the other chain to. And then for the chain, this is kind of hard to tell, but you'll be able to see it on a big model that we'll show you. But these connect together to make a chain that we're going to connect the 2 gears with on a little stand. But we're doing this all on SolidWorks. It's a SolidWorks program. Lets you make 2D models into 3D and then be able to print them off a 3D printer in plastic.
A few of the things I designed were the rim and then the tire that wraps around the stands that we used, and then some of the pins and the spacer. Okay, so this is just basically the bike rim and tire, and then this is going to go for the assembly that it'll connect in all together and then add onto a spacer, then one of his sprockets, and then be able to turn as a bike normally would. All right, so once we're done with the actual design process, we convert the SolidWorks part file into an STL file, and then move it with the flash drive over to the main computer where we have the printer program. And we've already opened up one of the sprockets that we've been working on. And so you'll see it, we can set up, we can change how much support filling, how dense we want the material to be. And then we insert it into a pack. And so this is the plate that will be in the printer. And so we can see exactly where it will print.
This is the 3D printer that we send you saw a minute ago on the computer, and the little top view that you had of it was like a green gear, just kind of an outline. That's basically what you see on the plate, the top view. So if we have the gear set up on the computer like we showed a minute ago, the little green gear was right in the center of the little grid, and this is the grid, except it's not a computer model. And so when the printer cartridge goes around, it's going to draw an outline of the gear, and then it'll go back and fill in the middle. So it basically creates one little thin layer of plastic. And then after that dries, it'll go back and redo it. So it gets thicker and thicker, small amounts at a time.
In order to load the raw material, we have 2 compartments for each material. This is the filament that will go around to support the material, the actual white material. And on this side, we have the white material. And the top 2 are actually the ones that are being used right now, so I don't really want to open these. I think it'll interrupt the actual process of printing. But as you can see, the black material that goes, the support material, is actually pretty brittle. You can break it with your fingers. And then, as we have the white, this stuff's more durable. I don't have it opened at the moment to show you how brittle it is. At the moment, what we're seeing is the machine is actually now putting in the material, the white material that is going into the base that was created with the black material. And so what the it actually puts it at different levels so that it can make the curves that we design on the computer and get it to exactly what we have showed on the computer. So it goes around and does a base design, and then kind of like coloring a picture, you just fill in the lines.
All right, as you can see, the printer has finished printing the gear, and it's just a little plastic gear that you would find on a bike, except much bigger. And now the final steps we have to do is design a frame, probably another gear, the chain of wheels. So hopefully in a little while we'll have a complete plastic bicycle.
Well, Sandy, I imagine the students that are in that program will be that much ahead of everyone else in college.
They really will. We already know that Texas A&M uses the same software and type of setup, so they'll be really ahead of the learning curve.
You'll be hearing more about Bank on Brazos Valley when it officially launches in February. One of the goals of that program is to get low-income families as much money as possible back from their tax returns. One way they can start doing that is by getting their taxes prepared for free at a United Way site.
Welcome to the Community Tax Center. We are so glad that you have chosen our site to have your taxes prepared. Here's a little bit of information about the site.
That was the United Way's Kay Parker welcoming folks to the free tax sites, and it's part of a video that will be played for people in the waiting areas at those tax sites. Tax preparers, local financial experts, and financial product customers will be heard from in the video.
I do believe that United Way of Brazos Valley is changing our lives. I was living by myself, so we weren't married yet. We didn't have the stability. We were only living on my paycheck.
We were scared, newlyweds who didn't know how we were going to survive on one paycheck. And we've gotten a lot of guidance and a lot of assistance, and we've set a goal to purchase a home, and now we're really excited about it.
They would have never dreamed about it if it weren't for United Way being there to hold their hand and help them find a way to make that happen.
The tax sites open up on Saturday, January 29th. Find out more information at United Way's site, which is uwbv.org.
Alan, how do people sign up for this service?
It's really simple. All you have to do is call the United Way helpline, which is 211.
Well, that's all the time we have today on Bryan Living and Learning. I'm Sandy Ferris.
And I'm Alan Brugman. Thanks for watching.